Hi everybody, it's Mark Mazzatenta. I'm here to help strengthen your guitar skills. And today's topic is popcorn guitar. Yes, popcorn. I don't know if that's a term that I just came up with in dealing with this topic, or if I heard somebody else or read that term somewhere. I literally can't remember. But I will describe what popcorn guitar is. You've probably heard it before, and show you some examples. It's fun. Okay, so this term popcorn guitar, I really think about it as the sprinkles on the icing on the cake, which means that it's the super extra track, that you can dub over a completed song that you've recorded. For instance, if you have the time and the resources to just add that extra little guitar track that adds a little bit of texture, maybe fill in a few gaps here and there. It's played by just little, ideally improvised ideas that are muted, right? The right hand is really muting the strings, and you'll hear what they sound like. But they are not some kind of longer composed riff. It's something different than that. I just call it like a small idea, maybe a little lick that's muted. Now, to construct these, you have to know what chords are going on at the time, because you're going to choose your notes based on what the chord tones are, and maybe what the scale, companion scale is for that chord. So I've got 3 examples to play for you and describe. We'll just go chronologically here from 1974, a song called Pick Up the Pieces by the Average White Band. So this is kind of like an F minor funky thing, and you're going to hear me use the words tight and funk and groove many times in this video, so I apologize for that ahead of time, but I just don't know any other way to describe it, as these are all good examples of just like tight funk or funk/jazz type of grooves in the rhythm section. And the popcorn guitar part really helps with that. So this is an F minor little funky thing, and the line goes like this. Okay, so right away it's a little scalar thing. An F minor scale sounds like this. Those are the first 5 notes. And so they're using that, the first 4 notes of that F minor scale, to create this little idea. Now that is a cool little ascending chromatic line from the lowered 7th, which is an E flat in this case, to the natural 7, which is an E natural, and then up to the root, which is really slick. Later in the song, the chord moves from F minor to B flat 7, and so you got to think of new chord tones here. And in this case, you're going to hear, which is really cool. So they're just using the lowered 7th up to the root, which is now a B flat, and then this little chromatic lowered 3rd, which is a D flat, up to the natural 3rd, which is a D, and then so earlier in the song we used a ascending chromatic line. Well, now we're using a descending chromatic line from the root of the B flat 7 chord down to the natural 7, and then arriving on the lowered 7th, which is an A flat. And that's the note that defines that B flat 7 anyway. So it's a good choice. Let's hear part of this track. I'll play along with it so you can hear it. popcorn really adds some texture. Now we're going to move it ahead to the 2-minute and 13-second mark, where we move to a B flat 7, and you'll hear how funky this becomes. B flat 7 chord. That's fun. Oh, yeah. So if I was playing over that, that's such a great little idea. But I would probably improvise even maybe a few more things like. So that you want it kind of loose like that, where you're able to just improvise on the idea slightly. Next example. From 1980, Grover Washington Jr. and the song called Wine Light. Now this particular popcorn idea is a little bit more composed, and the guitar is just playing arpeggios. We're in C minor, and the arpeggio you're going to hear first is this arpeggio. Okay. There's C minor, so we have root, third, fifth, ninth, and then next it goes root, third, fifth, root. It just resolves that ninth. And then it just uses the lowered seventh to arrive back at the root. That kind of a thing. The next chord is F minor, and this song kind of sounds like a C minor blues. So the next chord, F minor, is treated the same way. You just get these arpeggios that kind of define that F minor, and you have root, fifth, the lowered seventh, and the fourth, which then resolves the next time down to the third, which really defines F minor. That's an A flat note. And then it goes back to the C minor, and then the little surprise is the next chord is an A flat minor, and they arpeggiate it exactly like they do the first chord. Root, third, fifth, ninth, root, third, fifth, root. And then they're back to the C minor arpeggio. Let's check it out. All right, it's going to start with that C minor arpeggio. Little introduction. Then you'll hear the sax play the melody. The second time, the guitar does another popcorn track. I'll play both of them. I'll switch to the second idea. That's nice. Just so funky and tight. And that one has a little more composed sound to it, but you see how it kind of fills in gaps and creates some nice texture? And the last example is from 1997, the group Fourplay, and this is their song called Fourplay and Pleasure. This is one of the best groups that kind of combine, you know, kind of more gentle, kind of jazz funk fusion. And we're in G minor here. And the line that gets played right from the beginning really killer. And the kind of neat thing there is that double stop, which has kind of an unresolved sound to it, because normally you would expect it to go like, but it doesn't. It just kind of hangs in the air there. I guess it kind of resolves a little there. You might hear it as kind of part of a minor pentatonic scale. That's really killer. Let's listen to it. And again, this little popcorn idea starts the track as well. And you can hear that he's improvising a little bit because he changes the ending notes here and there. There it is. These chords. Now get back to the opening lick. And somehow they got back to G minor. Oh yeah, tight, funky, what a great groove. So that's a fun one. Now, hopefully you can experiment with this and create your own kind of little popcorn idea licks. Instead of maybe just the normal strumming that you might do in a band, you might come up with a little line like this just for interest and texture. So let's say you're playing a B-flat blues or something. Okay, and you want to come up with something other than just chording. You could take the chord tones and just shuffle them around a little bit, like. Something like that. Root, fifth, third, and then I went down to the lowered seventh. And back up to the root. Or you could do something scalar. I'm just improvising little scalar things based on a B-flat mixolydian. All right, so you can do that. You just have to know what chord's going on at the time. All right, everybody, I hope you try that out. It's really fun to play. Really muted. Popcorn popcorn guitar. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I hope you'll be with me at the next video. See you soon.